Well, it does feel like if there was a moment with King Charles and Harry that people saw in public, it might be a very heartwarming moment for a lot of families across the country, because it's such a relatable event in a sense. Parents falling out with kids, kids going off with spouses that don't fit with the bigger family. I mean, Meghan is supposed to have written a letter to to King Charles, pointing out the various flaws in the royal family's attitude to her. Do you think that? I mean, is King Charles likely to come to America and do a sort of state visit? Is it possible they might meet here?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's unfortunately every time that it looks like things could get better, then something happens and they get bad again. I definitely think that Charles and Harry are on speaking terms, and there is going to be affection that can be built on there. It's hard to see how that can happen with William, because William is very bitter, very, very angry. And I think at the moment it's feeling he's just done with the whole situation. And the tragedy of it is really this, you saw at the Queen's funeral when they did come out together, the two couples, which was an entirely sort of stage managed event. And we know that, Kate has since said it was the hardest thing she's ever made herself do. The public loved it so much. I mean, they loved seeing those brothers together. They loved seeing those four people out there for them. And that is a great loss. So we'll see what happens. I'm not terribly hopeful. I mean, in the case of George VI, of course, and his Edward VIII, who abdicated and became the Duke of Windsor and left, and there are many parallels, obviously, with Harry and Meghan, their relationship never improved. I mean, George VI and Edward were so close as young men, very much in the same vein that William and Harry were. But as the bitterness, again, about money, about status, about the way Wallace was received, it was so parallel, so much of it. And all that happened was that the gap between them got bigger and bigger, and the animosity got worse and worse. So I'm not sure, not very hopeful, but I'm sorry.